Seeing people that I absolutely adored, like my pops, and seeing him, he gave up his dream for me and my brothers and my sister, and watching that from a distance, it didn't really hit me until like I had to deal with his passing. And I was thinking just about one day, I was like, man, I wonder what my dad would have done if he had a chance to like live out his dream. And I was like, oh, it would have been music. He would have been, a rapper or a manager or something involved with that. And when that clicked for me, I was like, yeah, no, it's go time.
If I pull my shit out, this whole room get dark.
I'ma talk my shit. Fat finger, let me talk my shit. Damn right, I'm gon' talk my shit. I.E. in this bitch, love. Never resting on my laurels. The definition of a core when they stop questioning your morals.
Hello there again. This is another episode of Talk Yo Shit.
Man.
We have a very special guest. I've known this kid for a very long time. Now he's a grown fucking man.
Man.
I remember him as a kid, 14, with the hunger and drive that I've never seen any of these fucking adults have. So when we sit here and talk about, because right before this, we were talking about some shit that we need to talk about.
Right.
But I've never seen anybody have this kid's hunger. And now he's a grown man, so now I got to call him in and dress him as the man. Sonnie Babble.
Brother. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me. Man, this is one of my uncles. We go back. I can't even tell you. This is family at this point, man.
Yes.
So I appreciate you for having me, Uncle, for real.
I appreciate you for showing up, and I'm proud to see your growth.
Thank you, man. I was a little late, but I appreciate you guys' grace, man, for real.
Hey, I liked you for a little bit until just now. Making motherfuckers feel old.
He said, man.
He said, Uncle. I was like, damn.
He said, damn, hold up.
I chuckled at the uncle shit too. I said, ha, shit, wait a minute, I'm older than this nigga, Andy. Hold on.
It's the growth, the drive. The thing is, I've seen the pen game get nicer and nicer and nicer. Now you can wrap circles around 99.9% of these niggas in this,
Man,
if not 100. So it's like, it's dope to see the growth. And like I said, you need your flowers.
Man, thank you, brother.
You're still on the come up.
Right,
you still got youth on your side, because a lot of these old niggas shouldn't be in the position they're in.
Yeah.
And yeah. So this is Talk Your Shit. So we're gonna let you talk your shit. So
man, appreciate you, bro. Thank you, guys.
How long have you been pursuing music for?
I've been pursuing music, I would probably say maybe 20 years. I would say probably right when I was 6 years old. I got like...
See, that's
right
dedication.
Right when I was 6 years old, I got really, really serious about it.
Who was out around then? You didn't even have Crisscross. God damn.
Nah. Wayne M, and I would probably say like more towards my teenage years. I just talked about this, but I was super big into like the independent hip hop scene too. Hopsin was Hopsin was one of the ones where I was like, dang, Hop was kind of cool. And then who was another one that I really, really liked? Cole. I still love Cole. I shouldn't, but
Well, I think you should. Yeah, it's okay.
Hell no,
Because
yeah.
he said sorry?
Why shouldn't you?
Because he straight up did that, brother. Hell no.
Hey, listen.
Kitchen Moore was going to eat that man
Listen.
alive. He need to say
I
sorry
mean,
and sit down.
I think Schoolboy Q was like, hey, man.
Yeah, like let me put you on game real quick.
Yeah.
He about the other guy, like
Right.
you got it.
you might want to back out now. Are you sure?
You know what? It was a smart move, though. It was a smart move. So Cole. When I was a teenager, Cole, and then I don't know if you guys ever heard of the guy, but his name's Draco the Ruler. He's
I love Draco the Ruler.
Yeah, Draco was another guy too, where I was like, damn, Draco can spit. So I listen to a lot of music. Yeah, some spitters. Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna spitball this one because I just curious now. So what's your reasoning behind the Cole, the thing of not him apologizing or backing away? What made you feel like as an MC basis, like where you were like, you know what,
strictly.
as a fellow MC, why the like?
Yeah, strictly on some MC shit. Not only that, but I'm a hip hop consumer, bro. Like I love that shit. So they've been throwing subtle subs now for like, I would say like 5-6 years. It's been very subtle. So I'm like, okay, well, now you go in and even the track he did put out, I didn't think it was a bad track. I was like, oh, okay, it's a decent track, but the energy lacked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
You could tell, yeah, it was reluctant.
it was, especially the conductor beat was crazy. That second half of the beat, I was like, that beat is insane. But I just feel like if you're gonna go all the way in, go all the way in. So when he did that, and then he was like, I kind of want to dish you, but I'm not.
Yeah, it was too passive aggressive.
That's like, come on, brother. I'm not gonna punch you and then walk away and be like, well, I know you're gonna sock me back
I don't know
harder.
if he punched him though.
It was like a light
I
jab.
feel like it's one of those pushes where then Kendrick is like, "Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna give you an out."
Listen, man. I'm gonna give you a chance before I really fuck you up right now. Before it gets really bad. You know.
For me, when I saw it, it was at goddamn Dreamville Fest where I knew something was up, because that was the worst Dreamville Fest I've ever watched, because they already had technical difficulties.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear the mics. But then when Cole was doing his whole set, it was like, this nigga really seems like he's not in it. Like he's not feeling it. And then when it got to that tail end and he apologized, it was like, what the fuck just happened? Like,
yeah.
He saved his own life, really.
Yeah.
He did. I'm not gonna
That
lie
man
and say he
just
didn't.
ruined Drake's career.
Yeah.
Schoolboy Q went, "Hey, cuz, shit about to get drastic, cuz."
It's best if you take this and just move to the left.
And
Just move to the left.
irks me the most, and we probably won't know unless maybe it comes out in a new song, or if Kendrick does drop this album. But the line from Not Like Us, he said, "You did cold foul. I don't know why you still pretending." I said, but we want to know what did you do cold foul?
What happened?
I don't know why you still pretending. I said, wait a minute, Kendrick. We want to know what the hell happened,
Yeah.
because obviously there's more shit behind the scenes that we don't know, and I want to know.
Definitely.
So anyway, what built the obvious drive and hunger to be great in what you do?
Grief. Grief did. Seeing people that I absolutely adored, like my pops, and seeing him, he gave up his dream for me and my brothers and my sister, and watching that from a distance, it didn't really hit me until like I had to deal with his passing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking just about one day, I was like, man, I wonder what my dad would have done if he had a chance to like live out his dream. And I was like, oh, it would have been music. He would have been, a rapper or a manager or something involved with that. And when that clicked for me, I was like, yeah, no, it's go time. Like I'm gonna honor these people, and I'm gonna honor my dad the best way I can. And through that, I ended up finding myself a lot more. But at that time, it was like grief was the one thing where I was like, man, it's time to go. If I was bullshitting before, it's can't keep bullshitting. So
that's a beautiful thing to watch, man. Like like if you see my reaction to your ability, man. Like I'll be sitting there watching shit like the TikTok stuff that you posted, and I'm like, I remember when this was 14.
he's like, I still
and now
remember
he's
this.
barring out these
Like, damn.
So it's dope. It really
Thank you,
is
brother.
dope to see the growth and the hunger in it, and like the drive, man. Like I said, it's when it's seeing family grow up and come into their own,
Man.
and like you stated before, off mic, was that you're making your own lane. And I think that's what's important about seeing this growth, is that you're making your own lane, but you're doing it in a way that it's going to be undeniable. Like once you reach where you're going, it's undeniable. No one's going to be able to try to slight you for it and say, well, you did this or you did it this way. It's like, no, I did it my way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's dope to see.
That was a big thing too. Even just speaking about just some of the stuff we spoke off of air is like, we were in a scene where doors weren't being open for us, and we experienced a lot of it. And like what we were putting together, with Daniel, my dad, you. Shout out to my boy CJ too. Oh my gosh, shout out to Jig. What
Jig,
man?
I'm always you CJ Simmons. No, you Jig.
I'm
you're
like,
always
yeah,
gonna be Jig.
I'm calling Jig, bro. Ray.
Jig?
Yeah, you've met Jig.
I know, but I think racist.
He's like, I know that might not sound the best. I should have let Stella take that one. I'm like, you know what? Seeing that, right, and seeing like the doors that were being shut on us, I knew that when I like wanted to go full time with it, I was like, that's not going to even be an option, because I'm going to start making this, and do it my way,
That's,
like you talked about.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what is your writing process for creating projects?
Man, I'm currently in that right now. I'm currently in album mode. I would say like I try to create art first. So I worry about the content and things maybe a little later than I should, but I always try to create like a storyline or some type of story that people can grab and connect to.
So when we had calligraphy here, he said his thing was he would come to the ending part first, or like
That's wild.
and then create the story
The story
inside.
in between.
So it's like
Yeah.
if I got my ending here and I create, have you ever tried that?
I have never tried ending first just because I'm like, you know what? This is the start of a journey. So I want to start with something, right? But that's actually not a bad idea, creating an ending and then circling back to a start. Because then it's sort of like you sort of get the, I don't mean to cut you off, but you sort of get the meat and potatoes, understand it, and you're filling it in.
Well, like I asked that question to each artist because I figure like everyone has a different process, but it's beautiful to see how it is like this melting pot. It's like gumbo. So it's you have a different outlook than calligraphy or Quincy would, but it's dope to see like everyone's process is different. So like Quincy said he can either take a month to a few days or a few hours, where depending on what the project is or what like.
Yeah,
so,
I spend a ridiculous amount of time on my projects. I think my last project I spent 2 years working on it. But that's writing, production, quality, marketing, the experience, shows. Like I'm mapping out in that 2 years. I'm mapping out the next year and a half, 2 years for me. So within those 2 years, I step back. Like, okay, how are we gonna get 150, 200 people to this listening party? Or what am I going to do to advertise my music? Or how am I going to market my music the best way? So for planning a project for me, it always starts with the art, right? Like I said, it's a storyline, something that people can grab to, a beginning and the end. And then really, I'll take like a 6 or 7 month time within me, whether that's filming content, getting marketing together for whatever I'm doing next, doing photo shoots, music videos, or as now people would put it, TikToks or whatever the case may be. So I take time to do that in itself because that's like a whole second hand of your art. So that in itself is like, whenever I'm creating visuals, I'm like, okay, well, where's the art in this? I want people to grab onto it. I don't want it to just be 10 seconds of this was dope. Like I want people to generally gravitate towards the music. So, and it's becoming a subgenre in hip hop now, is like, a lot of times, when we're putting together marketing ideas, it's like, well, let's just do 15 or 30 seconds of us in front of a liquor store or the same generic things that it looks like. Now it's like, okay, if you can become creative and create art behind your music, it's a subgenre, and that makes you stand out in a saturated market.
So essentially, you're putting substance in an era that essentially is like most at this. And passing a while back, he says essentially we're back to the ringtone rap era, but with TikTok.
Right.
So instead of no one's creating content for substance anymore. Now they're all creating moments to get viral.
Right.
Of course.
Within that though, right, it's becoming something different from what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
So that gives you the ability. The smart ones go, oh, so you're telling me all I need to do is be creative for me to stand out?
Yeah.
Let's really line up on the line, boy. Let's see who got it.
Yeah. So that gives you the advantage, because if they're only looking at it in this
10 seconds.
Yeah, and you're saying fuck that. Let's go past this.
Let's go past the 10 seconds.
Like, yeah.
I want you to watch my video for the 2 minutes and 50 seconds I have.
Yeah.
And I got to create art. I think the number is 7 seconds. So you need your video changing every 7 to 10 seconds for it to hit the masses. Oh, okay. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just about knowing the right way to market. But I take a lot of time in figuring that out.
You're building, your creation is based on the brand and the bigger picture, and everyone else's. See, everyone has a different process.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to watch, because you're saying it's not just art that you're making. This is the art plus this plus that. Now we're making sure this is successful art,
right?
On top of just, that's See,
It's all-
everyone's different.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's business. Like you sound really business savvy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, at what point did you know I got to do this? And like, what was your biggest lesson into like learning the business?
So when I detach myself from like instant gratification, I realized that there is business in creating art. Like when you're looking past the perfect 10 seconds, that I think that there's business in that. Like,
Yeah.
okay, there's, you know, if we were, let's say we came up with a marketing plan for you, right? I would figure out, okay, well, what's your story? And what are we trying to accomplish with when you release music? And I believe that there's business in that. People don't, at least for my era, that's not how people are approaching things. Like people are approaching it going, we're going to get you lined up in front of here for 15 to 30 seconds. We just need you to rap. And then I'll figure out how we're going to do the rest, whether it be hashtags or whatever. Like it's cool to do that. I'm not saying I don't use that formula, but I think there's business in finding the right way. Like what's the right way? How do the Kendrick Lamar still sell out? Or how does the Kendrick Lamar starting from when he did sell out arena still?
Yeah.
Or how does Cole do that? How do these top artists, how did Travis do that? How do we sell arenas? I'm not trying to, I'm no longer looking for like the perfect 10, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking for longevity.
Yeah.
I'm looking for like, okay, well, what is my art?
Yeah.
Because everybody starts out with the art part where it's,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, now you got good at this.
Yeah.
That's the part where I'm like, I'm seeing you like, all right, I'm good at this. Now let's
Let's take it
work.
there. Yeah, let's take it there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So, what was your outlook on being surrounded by so many artists who were older than you back then?
Wild. I had some, you know what? No, it was wild, but it was such a blessing, bro. It was a blessing. Like a lot of people don't get put in those positions at my age, right? And I was like, I grew up in the studio, so you know, I started at like 6 years old, really trying to go heavy, just watching like my dad and his friends, and then even just sitting behind you, right, and sitting behind Ray, and sitting behind Jig, and
Shout out to Kuda.
right, shout out to Kuda, man, and sitting behind these people, right? But I'm picking game without knowing. Like I am that like fly on the wall at that time where I'm just listening. You know, like, hey, I still remember us trying to utilize the time we did for the Cypher Effect and realizing the impacts that each individual had. And I apply that still to like, okay, well, how can I bar out like Stutta? Or how can I add character like Jig? Or how can I take a moment like Kuda? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all those things were like a fucking boiling pot for what I would end up wanting to, you know, because I still want to rap like Stutta, and I still want to have substance like Jig, or I want to have crazy double entendres like Ray.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but I still want to be business minded like my pops.
Do you remember that day standing outside trying to figure out, because you said that image popped in me. We're just standing outside trying to.
We're like, okay, what's gonna be our way to the moment? Like, how are we gonna? And I just remember Ray going, I'm gonna do it longer than an 8, and if they get upset, then it is what it is. But I just remember grabbing, like at that point, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go in there, do what I need to do, but I'm picking up so much game in that, like, so it gave me a huge upper advantage. And then, you know, the wild shit, like being in clubs, being in bars at a super young age is like, just fucking wild, bro.
That
Like,
was wild.
yeah, so I'm just like, you know, we have a record where I'm like 15 years old talking about how I snuck into a club, bro. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to play off that, and I'm going to talk about how I snuck him into the club.
Yeah,
So like,
I remember that.
yeah.
I remember being asked, like, they was like, so is Candace a real person? She was.
You know, you're just like,
So yeah, I remember that. And I remember when you sent the song over, I was like, we got to make this.
you're like, this don't even make sense.
Because
Like,
for me, it was like, I'm not even into club shit. So like, how do I make this song make sense? I was like, how about if I snuck Sonnie into the club? And at the time, you have the Fat Boy swag.
yeah, that was the one.
So I was like, you know what? We're going to play on this shit. So
Yeah.
I use in the song, you can listen to the song.
You can. We give you full permission. It's a little wild, though.
But
You're going to hear definitely a voice change in my shit. You're going to be like, damn, he was young.
and it was creative, but it's like I had to make it creative because I'm not a club rapper type guy. So I was like, all right, this would be dope. I snuck Sonnie into the club. He helped me get revenge on this chick that played me.
Right.
And this is going to play out beautifully. When I remember thinking, I was like, that's an interesting take. And that's a dope song.
Yeah. Just grabbing that, though, all that really gave me an upper hand into just figuring out like how I wanted to really go about it. You know,
That's what's up.
it took a lot of people to get me to where I'm at,
And
and I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, brother. Love, brother. Love.
It's always
Thank you.
love, always love, and it's a beautiful growth because you've obviously applied it. Because now, like, you have such experience that you use and apply to, like I said, the longevity of it. You understanding and standing on business, and not just being the guy that wants the 15 seconds for a viral clip. You want the longevity to say, "Hey, I'm here for the long run, motherfucker."
Yeah.
You ain't gonna just say, "Oh, I'm here for 15 minutes."
Yeah.
So, who inspired you when you started music, and who still inspires you today?
Man, I have so many people, right, who like inspired my sound. But I would say to the one individual, like my pops inspired me to go. Like we talked about it a little bit earlier, but like you looked at your dad like a superhero, and I did the same, man. Like I was his right hand man and everything. Like I stood by his side when it came to the music thing, and I was just learning and watching him and his friends when I was young, man. Like 6 to maybe 11 when they were doing their thing. And so when I was watching them, I was like, man, I want to be like my dad when I grow up. And then seeing that, and then just to this day, like just his impact that he had, as you could tell, like I take things from when he was a little bit more on like his business side, his management side, and I apply it to what I'm doing as well. So my pops, bro, is the one person who like is just like my anchor, and that, although he passed a couple years back, like I always feel his spirit when I write or when I'm performing or when I'm putting together plans for an album. Like I let that spirit lead me, to further my career, be smarter marketing, like, so yeah, it would be my pops, man.
That's what's up. So what projects are you working on currently and in the future?
Man, so I just started my next project, Escaping Babylon. I just started maybe a couple months ago, maybe about 2-3 months ago. It's a playoff on my last one, my Tower Babylon. And yeah, we're
Dope
pretty
record.
much. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're pretty much creating this world, right? Creating like this place where it's a place of like beautiful destruction. That's how I like to detail to people, because Sonnie Babble, it's a play on my name. And when I did the Tower Babylon, we like found a lot of success through it. And I was like, you know what? I think I could put together another great story in Escaping Babylon. So we just started, and it's a beautiful process right now, bro. Got some crazy producers on it, crazy production on it, getting everything together for it. So
That's what's up, man.
yeah, it's nice. It's going well.
I'm looking forward to that shit. Like I
Thank
said,
you,
there's
brother.
very few projects in the IE, and I emphasize that I look
He's like,
forward
man.
to. There's
said,
very few artists in the IE that I look forward to. So you're one of them.
Man, thank you, brother.
Curtis
Appreciate
is
it.
another.
Man, Curtis is my guy. I'm probably gonna. We did some shit last project. I'm probably gonna get him involved in this next one.
That's what's up. I would love to, like, dope.
Yeah, he's
Both
my
y'all
guy.
are dope.
He's my guy, man.
So this is the last one. This is the last question, and you guys can chime in. But I gotta ask you, what is your favorite uproar memory?
Ah, fuck. Dang, there's so many. I would probably say where I felt like everything was united, I guess. Because memory, I have a lot of memories. Some are good, some are bad. But I would say where I felt like we were all united, like really one, like Ultron, you know what I'm saying? Like we really went into that mode. I'd probably say, I'd probably say DIY. I would probably say the I don't know if it was the first or second DIY.
It was the I want to say the first one, because I have different memories from both.
There
but the
was
first
one where we threw Twinkies
That was Diesel's.
That was
No, that was
the
second
first one. Or the first one or second one?
The second one where
But-
we went up there as uproar.
So I knew that. Well, I didn't know until recently. I did another interview with the homie Gabriel, and he goes, there's one vivid memory I have of you performing when you were young. I'm like, yo, what is it? He's like, it's not the Fat Boy Swag stuff. He's like, I remember you guys going up there, killing it, rocking the house of like, there's like 400 or 500 people in this place. The crowd is rocking with you guys, and then all of a sudden, Twinkies start getting flown out.
Yeah.
But Twinkies were discontinued at the fucking time.
Yeah.
So they were technically non-existent.
Yeah.
And so like the homie was like seeing that, and I looked over and seen the way people reacted. I was like, oh yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, they're like, that is a fucking move.
And then Jig crowd surfed.
That's see what I'm saying? Like I think that was the one where I think that memory right there is like I think we were all on stage. Like it felt like brothers like really living their dream at that very moment. I was like, dang. So that moment right there was a wild fucking moment, bro.
My memory, there's a bunch of this one pops in my head. I remember because you were talking about getting stuck in the clubs. You remember that when we went and did a radio show with Tommy Black?
I do remember Tommy. Oh my god!
And then right after that, we had a show in like Long Beach somewhere. And we ended up not performing.
We didn't perform at the end of the night.
Yeah, we were watching all these artists.
Yeah.
And we did end up not performing. And I remember Diesel talking to the promoter or whatever. And I remember we were all pissed because we were it was a long fucking day. We just went from a radio interview and we all drove out here just to not perform. And I remember I was stretching in the fucking in the parking lot. And Sonnie was like, oh, Stutter about to fuck somebody up. Like, because I'm stretching and I'm pissed. I'm like, what you mean we're not performing?
Yeah.
Like, we came all the way the fuck out here. And he, like...
That was such a good venue, too. The venue was nice.
Yeah, it was a nice venue.
It was like a glass room.
Yeah, and they had the lights and shit, and it was nice.
You seen yourself in the mirror, but the crowd reflected like a glass room. I do remember that.
It was fucking nice. And I remember we saw the Twin Towers perform, and Royal Gambling Club perform. And then they were like, yeah, we don't have any more time for you guys. And I said, this motherfucker, like...
About 8 giants. Just, we don't have more time for you. I'm like, fuck, you're not going to have to deal with me, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yeah,
hey,
but
man.
I remember I was like, I was stretching. And then I remember somebody said, Stutter about to fuck somebody up. But I was mad because it was like, wait a minute, we just drove and we just came from a radio show. We've been out in this motherfucker all day.
All day.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry. Hey, sorry you can't bar out today, man. Sorry.
Yeah, and I really was hyped by that stage. I said, oh, we about to fucking kill this stage. Oh, we about to go in. And then, you ain't got no more time. The fuck you mean you ain't got no more time?
Go home, brother. It's time to go home.
But that was, to me, in unison of somebody almost got stumped out.
No, that is very true, too, though. Everybody was like, hey, I want to fuck. Who the fuck is this promoter?
As a unit. Like,
I just remember Daniel looking like, we're going to have to handle some business.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I'm going to be in the parking lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about 15, 16 years old. Y'all can catch me. I'm in the parking lot.
As a unit.
They were pretty, y'all were pretty synced in at that very moment.
Yeah, it was about that, like, because I was like, what the fuck you mean? Like, so maybe we shouldn't have gave these niggas so much set times. Like, there was a lot of motherfuckers on that stage. And, like, not to shout out Twin Tower. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, there was a lot of people, like, you know how sometimes promoters and you can, they put so many people on the bill and then if they don't run on time.
Yeah, it's at least everybody's at least an hour off.
Yeah.
They want the crowd. It's like fuck this, man.
That's why I never rock with a lot of promoters because they never stay consistent with the times. They want to get all this artist and try to get however much out, but they never take into account this is people's time and livelihood. Yeah. We're taking time out to be here. That's gas money. That's
yeah.
But anyhow,
that's a crazy memory.
That was my memory. Any you guys have any things you want to ask? Chime in.
No, I think you did a great job sharing. Though.
Thank you.
Really interesting to listen to. You're super intelligent.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I just like that, dude, how young you are and just watching how you move. It's
beautiful to watch, ain't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. It took a lot of learning. Took a lot of learning.
I mean, you listened and took heed, so that's important for some people. Just get too big headed and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's dope. So
thank you, brother. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. It was awesome being here. Thank you, guys.
So with that being said, this has been Talk Yo Shit,
man,
with Sonnie Babble.
Relentless Flame.
There's a
Appreciate
grown
you.
man here. But like I said, I've seen him grow up, and it's been
Right.
beautiful to watch.
It's wild, bro. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you guys. Oh, for real. Thank you. I appreciate it. Man. Yeah. It's nothing but love, man. Anybody who's watching, appreciate you guys. I know you guys do this on Spotify, YouTube.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, etc. Whatever,
everything.
iHeart, everything.
We're
else.
everywhere.
YouTube.
Everywhere. Oh yeah, we on. We gonna run this one up. Appreciate y'all.
So till next time, Tower of Babylon, Escaping Babylon.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Make sure you tune in again for another episode of Talk Yo Shit. One thing I know, two things for sure. I'll be back here every week talking my shit. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I.E. in this bitch love. Never resting on my laurels.